Working in Norway, wage theft, expensive and poor accommodation, double contracts, security in the working place. These methods are used by RUC employers in Norway to exploit foreign workers. I know we are talking about Norway today, one of the safest countries in the world, but it happens everywhere. And filming this, I just want you to be protected and know your rights and know what to do if anything like this ever happens to you. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
It's better safe than sorry.
Some employers break laws and regulations in order to earn more money. Often this affects their workers who are getting much less money than they're entitled to. Again, I'm not saying that it's happening all the time, but there are some cases. And again, guys, I want you to be aware and protect yourself as much as you can. Today, I want to discuss with you what exact methods employers in Norway use to pay less to their foreign workers. What should you do if you experience any of those methods, and also I will explain exactly what wage theft means here in Norway. That one, yeah? Anyway, it's better to be safe than sorry. Let's jump in. Employers exploiting foreign workers is one of the most common form of work-related crime in Norway. And the main reason why those RUC employers break the law is, of course, to earn more money for themselves. Underpaying workers or not ensuring their safety at the workplace are quite common ways of how employers can reduce their costs, targeting to increase their own earnings. The Labour Inspection Authority works to ensure a decent working life in Norway by performing checks at their working place and guiding employers and the workers. When visiting those workplaces, the inspectors are often end up in discussion with foreign workers about what is correct when it comes, for example, to their working hours and pay. It's quite an often situation that foreign workers getting wrong information coming from their employers or even their colleagues. Guys, if you feel like you're experiencing a similar situation at work, always check on the website Know Your Rights. I will give you the link to the website in the description to this video. There you will find all correct and updated information that is really easy to understand. All this vital information on the website is presented in 8 languages. English and Norwegian, of course, but also Polish, Lithuanian, Romanian, Bulgarian, Estonian and Russian. You can read about wages, working hours, employment contracts, about holidays, working environment and so many other useful things. In the 9 industries in Norway, there is a statutory minimum wage confirmed by the government. If you want to know more what are those industries and what is the minimum wage for each of them, please drop me a comment down below and I will be happy to make another video considering this subject. RUC employers can always make it appear like they're paying the right amount of money per hour. But in reality, foreign employees tend to work much more hours than they're registered, which means that those poor guys are getting paid much less than they're entitled to. Guys, if your payslip shows much less hours than you actually have worked, this could be a clear sign of a wage theft. A little bit later in this video, I will give you clear examples of how wage theft looks like and also how it can be punished here in Norway, just to make you understand how serious the case is and it has to be reported. RUC employers can also provide their workers with double contracts. According to the Labour Inspection Authority, they tend to write one contract on the language of the employee and the second contract they're writing in Norwegian or English. And of course, that second one will be following all the Norwegian rules and regulations. This second contract gets shown to the Labour Inspection Authority during their visit and supervision. Remember guys, if your contract exists in 2 different versions, it might be a clear sign that your employer doesn't follow the rules. RUC employers who provide their foreign workers with accommodation can cut their cost by providing housing which doesn't meet the requirements. Alternatively, they can demand too much money for the accommodation. In this case, money goes back to the employer while employee gets paid much less. Legally, there is no upper limit of how much the employer can charge for the accommodation. When on supervision, the Labour Inspection Authority will make the discretionary assessment. For example, if 5 foreign workers in total pay 30,000 or 40,000 Norwegian kroner per month for a regular apartment, which would cost a Norwegian about 7,000 kroner per month. This accommodation is clearly way too overpriced. Some companies can also cut their costs by not following the regulations for safety for the workers and safety in workplace in general. During supervision, the Labor Inspection Authority will, for example, check if the scaffolding was built correctly and if the workers have all required personal protective equipment. Guys, remember, as a foreign worker here in Norway, you should receive proper safety training provided by the company in the language you understand. If you experience poor work safety or you haven't received any training you're entitled to, you must inform your employer and safety representative. Also, it's very important to be a part of the union when you're working in Norway, as usually foreign workers who are not a part of such unions are usually not a part of the culture for health, safety and environment in the Norwegian workplace. The threshold for reporting poor safety conditions and also some other problems in the workplace becomes too high. There are 3 tiers you shall try in this order. First, start with raising the problem with your employer. If you experience such a problem, the first thing to do, remember guys, is to approach your employer saying, this doesn't correspond with the information I found on the Norwegian Labor Inspection Authority or in my union. I know it's not always easy to raise any problem with your employer, but you have to start with this point. Second, you can always raise the problem with the safety representative or union representative. The main challenge here is that many foreign workers are not a part of the union and they're not familiar with how to raise these sort of problems with the safety representative or even union representative. They usually have quite a limited knowledge of how those units work. On top of that, some surveys showed that many foreign workers don't trust these trade unions as they're not really used to trusting them in their home countries. And as the result of this, because they're not sharing those problems with a safety representative or union representative, and no matter that those representatives are usually willing to help foreign workers, they just don't know that those problems exist and that's why they cannot help. Number 3, contact the authorities. If you want to contact the labor inspection authorities directly, you can call them on this phone number or you can just drop them an email. I will leave all the information in the description to this video. You can also notify them online without even mentioning your name, or get in touch with them through Service Center for Foreign Workers. Very important question, guys. Can you get any help if you cannot speak Norwegian? The call service at the Labor Inspection Authority will be also happy to answer your questions in English. The service will also process your requests in other languages in their messenger. At the moment, they have no issues to answer your questions in Polish, Romanian and Lithuanian. At the moment, the website for reporting poor working environment conditions is available in English or in Norwegian. However, if you report a problem using your own language, the labor inspection authorities will do their best to understand it. At the Service Center for Foreign Workers, the labor inspection authorities, the police and the Norwegian tax administration will help you with everything you need to work in Norway. For the Service Center for Foreign Workers website, English and Norwegian would be the main languages. However, the majority of information on that website is also available in Polish, Lithuanian, Romanian and Russian. And last but not least, let's have a look at the wage theft. What is it? When an employer deliberately withholds money from the employee's pay, holiday pay or any other allowance for their own or others' benefit, this is wage theft. For example, it is a wage theft when an employer deliberately does not pay the amount the employee is entitled to according to law, regulations, collective agreement or other agreement. Only pays parts of the amount the employer is entitled to. Pays the correct amount but demands the money back in total or partially without any valid reason. From the 1st of January 2022 in Norway, wage theft can be punished with a fine or imprisonment from 2 to 6 years. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, that was a tough one. I hope it was useful. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach me directly via email. I'll do my best to answer your questions. And for now, I will see you in my next videos. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, guys.